Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out RV Daydream, and it's Daydream in the evening. Yeah.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. So it's definitely later in the evening. We're about 9:15, and tonight's kind of warm. It's not terribly warm, but we're going to have a couple of really warm days, and they're pretty much dry days too, and the humidity's pretty high also. I don't know if that's really going to make much difference. So what we're going to do is go ahead and hook up that little Honda with the extended run tank, and we're going to see basically
how long it'll run.
How long it runs with the air conditioning on, you know, the way we would run it. Now, I'm not going to run the hot water tank on electric, obviously. That's going to be on gas, and I'm not going to run, you know, anything else on electric except maybe the 12 volt charger for the battery, because we'll run lights and we'll watch TV, you know, stuff like that, just basic stuff. But we want to try to simulate real world situation when it's warm out, because a lot of these things like that extended run tank talks about, you know, a quarter load, how long it'll run on a quarter load or on a full load. Well, I think we're going to be somewhere in between there. I'm going to go ahead and run the air conditioner, but I'm going to run it on econo mode. Which air conditioner should we run? Should we run the 13,500 BTU one in the bedroom, which uses a little bit less, or do we want to run the 15,000 BTU in the living area?
So when we're out on the road, when we want
the 15,000 because it's hot. Okay, so we're going to run the 15,000 BTU air conditioner and see what happens. So let me go ahead and show you what we got going on. Basically, I wanted to make sure that I filled this Honda tank that's on the generator, and that's what this little tiny gas tank's for. I know you guys probably can't see that. And then we have the extended run tank that we just filled up, and yeah, we're gonna see how long it lasts running the air conditioner. We want to simulate this whole situation, you know, while we're on the road. It's, you know, just testing, nothing more. It's 83 degrees in here. So what I'm going to do, again, hook up the Honda generator with the extended run tank. I'm going to go ahead and lock it all up. We're not supposed to have any rain, but the temperature tonight is supposed to drop to 67. A lot of humidity, but 67. That's not crazy heat. I could definitely deal with 67 with just windows open, but we're not going to do that. We're going to run this air, the 15,000 BTU air conditioner, and then I'm just going to keep on running it. So let me go ahead and get everything hooked up and get this thing cooled off, because I have sweat on my brow. So maybe you can see, I don't know for sure, but it says 2.3 hours. So we're going to go ahead and start the generator now and run it until this thing's out of gas. Alright, so I got the fan on, high cool, so the air is getting ready to kick on. And that's it, 15,000 BTU, it's powered on. Alright, so it's about 82 degrees. Of course, I got a few lights on. Let's go ahead and turn on the TV. See if the generator can handle that, which I'm sure it can. Not an issue. And come on, let's see the antenna here. Let's see us get a channel coming in. Alright, so we got a TV. We can watch TV in here. Of course, I'm going to stream some stuff. Although my Google Chromecast is in here, I'll probably stream stuff in here. So, the air's on. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the vents back here, because this area don't need to be cooled as much as the bedroom. That's going to pretty much force all of the cold air into the bedroom and into the bathroom here. So this is definitely simulating what we do if we were out boondocking. So let's see how this turns out. Hopefully this thing goes all night and then some. Good morning, YouTube. It's about 8:20 and the night went uneventful. We slept out in the RV. It was very comfortable last night. The temperature stayed right at 70 degrees pretty much the whole night. The fact that it dropped down to about 60-ish, like 69, 68-ish during the night, made it a little bit easier on the generator. I know that I got up early around 2 and just checked on everything, made sure everything was okay, and then went in the house and actually utilized the bathroom inside the house, because we don't have hookups obviously out here for this RV. And again, everything's running just fine, and I know that the generator was definitely on the economy mode and just kind of running. It wasn't running the air conditioner. The air conditioner compressor had kicked off because it reached temperature, and it was very quiet. It was very quiet out there, which was really nice. Here's something to give you an idea how quiet it is. Of course, we have the generator back here in this corner, basically underneath the couch. Let's say it's just underneath the couch. The main thing that I hear is the air conditioning unit. There's a slight buzz coming from it. I do have the air on low cool, because high cool, I didn't need it on high cool. It wasn't necessary. And whenever we were in bed, in the bedroom, I can't hear, I mean, I have no clue if the generator's running or not. It's so quiet. To give you an idea, we have a train that is probably about a mile up the road, the train tracks, and you've probably heard it in some of our videos. I heard it last night clearly, and I could hear, like if a diesel pickup truck that might have just a slightly loud exhaust, not a real loud exhaust, just a slightly loud exhaust, I could hear that going up the road. I'm a real light sleeper. I pretty much hear everything. And I could hear those things, and I still couldn't hear the generator running. So for the fact that, it might be 2 o'clock in the morning and the train was running, and I could hear the train horn, off in the distance a mile away, and I still couldn't hear the generator. It just tells you how quiet it is. I'm very, very impressed with it. Wow. So let's see what the hours are on this thing now. And I'm going to look at the gas tank also. Well, you can see the tank is still reading full, so it's still up quite a bit. You can see that the hours are at 13.1 hours running. And this is it. This is all the noise that it makes. Considering we didn't have much for rain yesterday, well, we had a couple of decent downpours. This is all just humidity. Ugh. As I was walking away from the generator, it went ahead and went into economy mode. So that's what it sounds like when the air compressor kicks off inside the RV. Now here's the thing, I'm not going to be able to run this thing straight. And the reason is because break-in period is 20 hours. And you've seen that I was at 13 hours. So about 7 hours from now, I'm going to stop that generator. And I'm going to go ahead and change the oil in it and put in the good oil, because I'm just breaking it in. And it's getting a good break-in. I'm very happy. So we'll go ahead and run this a little bit longer. Again, we're going to see how long it will go, but that oil break-in is kind of a deal breaker there. The good news about that, though, is it does have an hour meter, so we're going to see the true time in which it ran as far as before it runs out of gas. Okay, so update on the generator and how it's going. Currently it's about 10 minutes till 2, and of course this has been running since 9 o'clock last night. So let's check out the hours and everything else here. So 18 and a half hours, and looks like the fuel gauge has dropped to about just under 3/4. So we're definitely using some gas now. Unfortunately, I only have about an hour and a half more running before I can I gotta shut it off. So this thing's still chugging along. I gotta go in here and shut off the air conditioning and unfortunately change the oil in that generator. It's really hot outside as far as humidity. Let's go ahead and do mode until it says off, and there it is. So once this shuts off, I'm going to unplug it from the generator. And now the generator's just sitting over here purring, so nice and quiet. Yeah, this thing still shows over a half a tank. You can see there. So what I'm going to do is unplug the RV, just like that. And we're going to turn off the fuel and let it run out of gas. I'm going to turn the eco mode off so that it'll burn through that gas faster. And again, this hose on the extended tank, you can see nothing comes out. There was one little drip, but that's it. The fuel won't come out. Even if I tip this, it should do a pretty good job holding it in there. Got the choke on. It's taking it all. That was it. All right, let me go ahead and move it over to the truck. Okay, so I went ahead and changed the oil, and I'm going to refer you to some product that's down in the description. What a surprise. Pushing product. Anyways, this is a magnetic dipstick to replace the plastic one, and then this also comes in the kit, and this helps drain the oil out of the generator. You know, you got to tip these to get rid of the oil, and this tube makes it to where it pours out so much easier. And then of course you can fill. Now with that said, don't do it when it's really hot, because this is the bad part about this aluminum. It's a heat sink, and I'm telling you, even right now to touch it is incredibly hot. It was real hot whenever I first tried to take it off, and it's still hot. So I just let you know. That's the only downfall, but you should have seen how much stuff was on that magnet. I'm glad that I had a magnetic dipstick in there. So now I have full synthetic SN rated oil, and we're ready to go ahead and put this thing back on. You can see here 20 hours we've been running total. That's the break-in period. But as far as what the RV's been running, as far as the air conditioner, and although the running hours that I'm showing here is not how long that extended gas tank has been running, the extended gas tank has been running for quite a few hours now. So let's go hook it up. It's still half a tank in that 6 gallon. Let's go ahead and put this back together and get it running, and see how long it'll go until it runs out. Well, we made it through another night, as it's 7 o'clock in the morning and it's still running. It's about 75 degrees outside, very humid. We have a heat advisory for this state for the next couple of days. Not so much today, Friday, but a couple days after that it's going to be really rough. But it's still running. Luckily, or hopefully, the neighbors don't have an issue with us running this all this time. Last night I came out and there was an animal in this ditch. As you can tell right now, the compressor is not on, so the generator's in economy mode, and the tank is starting to read empty finally. And the hours that is an incredible amount of time. Let's go ahead and check the tank here and make sure. Oh my, there's still a lot of gas in here. Okay, well, we're gonna leave it running. So let's take a look inside here. Kind of curious how well it's working. It's extremely high humidity today. Our heat index is in the 100 range, and it's definitely 90 degrees outside, and it's 71 in here. So this thing's holding its own. It's doing a good job. All right, so we're done with the generator. It finally ran to the point where the gas is so low in that other tank that it is finished and it won't do anymore. This is definitely a good buy for me. So let's get to the specifics. The generator shut off at 39.3 Remember, we started at 2.3, so that means it ran for 37 hours. Even though there's a little bit of gas in the tank still, let's just say that we used the whole tank. And let's also say we used the whole tank in the Honda. Now, the tank in the Honda held 0.95 gallons. Let's just call that a gallon. And again, this is a 6-gallon tank, so let's just say we used all 6 gallons. Even though there's still some gas in both, let's just say we used it all. So, with that said, at current price, our gas is $2.79 a gallon. Can you see that in between the trees there? Maybe not. Well, you'll have to take my word for it. Basically, what it comes down to is you can run this at 37 hours, that amount of gas. It comes out to 50 cents an hour. That's right, 50 cents an hour to run this. And if you're just considering it on a daily basis, you're talking $12. So 24 hours, $12. I don't know. I mean, if you're out in the desert camping, for free and you need air conditioning, that's pretty decent. The nice thing about it is you can always turn off your air. That's going to save you a little bit of power. And you can run your microwave, and you can run whatever else you feel like running inside. I know that I can run LED lights. We know we can run the TV set, and we can run the rooftop air conditioner with all this, connected and isolated from everything else. And that's with the battery charger on, with a good battery. So the batteries are staying topped off, the TV's being watched, and we have a couple lights on. We took a shower in there, the water pump worked. Of course, we ran the refrigerator off of propane. We ran the hot water tank off of propane. So there's very little draw there. But yeah, this really works out well. And again, because we have a 15,000 and the 13.5, I could alternate between the two just like we normally do. So we're not sleeping with an air conditioner right over top of our head making noise. However, we could probably get away with even more of a gas saving on this generator if we were to take and only run the air conditioner in the room that we were at and open those vents to allow it to cool the immediate area and run the temperature at a little bit higher of a rate. Instead of trying to cool the entire RV at 70 degrees, maybe we can keep just one part of the RV, our living area, at 70 degrees. And again, we're in a really humid situation right now. We're at 90 degrees today. So it's really nice that this thing held its own in really decent temperature. So of course, I'll have the links down below for all this stuff. There is no downfall whatsoever of buying this Honda generator and the easy starts that I have on the roof. So that's like a no-brainer. And as far as running per hour, you could see, do the math. If you've got 7 gallons that run 37 hours, you can figure out how much just 1 gallon would run, and that's what the tank would hold. If not, get the extended run tank. And hopefully you guys learned something from this, because I sure did. I know that whenever we were talking about boondocking with the Champion generator, we knew that if we ran that Champion on propane, that we go through a tank of propane that cost roughly $12 to $19 to refill or at exchange. Some places even more. We can run 12 hours on one propane tank. So it's nice to know that you can do this for a lot less, because gas is cheap. You have to haul gas now, but that's a pretty good tank, and it stays sealed pretty well. So I think we'll be okay. Okay guys, that's it for sure. Hopefully this worked out. Again, all the links are down below. Click the links, buy whatever you want. I'm going to put some other links in there for other generator choices, and check out our generator videos. I've got a whole playlist, anything about generators. Go through there and you'll see quite a bit of stuff that we've already covered. I appreciate it as always. We'll hope to see you out there. Bye.